Friday evening, great city of Atlantic City, Brigantine, Longport, Margate, Ventnor Oceanfront Sister City. This is Jimmy Whitehead, the Jimmy Whitehead Power Hour podcast coming to you live from the great city of Atlantic City. And how is everybody doing this wonderful Friday, the 17th of July? So that means we're almost already heading to the fall again. Can you believe it? So I'm coming to you and I'm doing this poolside virtual scene because I want to make sure I keep what I talk about that is for profit separate from what is nonprofit. So when I come to you to talk about nonprofit stuff, you're going to see U.S. Hard Cares. When I come to you and talk about the wonderful for-profit stuff that's going on in the Orange Loop with the Atlantic City Container Park that Mark Colazzo and Paige Washington are so wonderfully leading the way, I'll do a private sector view, and I'll have my sponsor, Exhale Cosmetics. But good evening, everybody. And before we jump into the subject of Exhale, I want to first show you something. Okay, so this right here is frankincense. This is what frankincense looks like when they pick it off of the boswellia trees in the Middle East and in Northern Africa. This is the sap that drips off of the boswellia trees. And then you take this, and I have this this is a little ashtray incense burner where I put my charcoal in there, and I take a little piece of frankincense, and I sit my frankincense in there, and the fragrance that burns is so soothing and a state of meditation, and I love burning frankincense. And it was something I learned about when I went on a trip to the Sultanate of Oman, specifically to learn about it. And we're going to talk a little bit about it today. But again, before I jump into the subject of Exhale Cosmetics, bath and body products, and the wonderful Atlantic City Container Park, I want to give a big shout out to our incredible Mayor Marty Small Sr. I'm sure everybody can see that Atlantic Avenue is being repaved right now as we speak. Atlantic Avenue is going to be a smooth ride. Thank you, Mayor Marty Small. The Small administration, as they say, they don't talk about things, they do things. And that's something that, we got to take our time and be patient when it comes to government expenditures and government rules and regulations and procedures. But when you have a mayor like Marty Small Sr., who stays on top of this, regardless of the bipartisan politics disengaged, Mayor Small works well on both sides of the aisle. He stays focused and he accomplishes the mission. And right now, bravo to Mayor Marty Small Sr. for getting Atlantic Avenue and the other streets around Atlantic City repaved. Long overdue, and it took a mayor like him to make sure it happened. So bravo, Mayor Small. So I want to get back on to my favorite subject next to cybersecurity. And that subject is backed by a commitment I made to my sister Valerie Jean Whitehead and my wonderful granddaughter Elizabeth Marie Whitehead, that when I had some downtime from the cybersecurity workforce training program, I was going to focus on rejuvenating the Family Exhale brand for the 5th what I call SX generation. So this will be the fifth S as in Sam, X as in exhale generation of exhale products. And we're going to have a very, very focused mission of e-commerce, because when we first started Exhale years ago, there was no internet. There was no all of this e-commerce and social media didn't exist. When we were first starting Exhale, we had to shuffle around to hotel rooms and do pop-up shows and participate in different various events as a vendor. Then we had to try to go into brick and mortar, which we were lining up with a couple of stores. Bergdorf Goodman was one of them that wanted our perfume. And our other skincare, bath, and body products were going to go throughout Army Air Force exchange stores. But some mishaps came along with the gentleman who was running our company, U.S. Navy SEAL Captain Tim Holden, passed away. And it kind of threw us into a loop, a spin. So I said, you know what? Let me stay focused on the cybersecurity efforts, which again, Captain Tim Holden helped me get started, RX5. And once we get the cybersecurity program going, which we're doing well right now with the president of U.S. HUD, Horace Jones, we have some grants that we're working on proposals now that those grants don't really come out until maybe this fall, which we'll be going after. And God willing, we get those grants, they start next year in fiscal 27. So I said, with some of this downtime, I have to stay busy. And when I say I have to stay busy, I have to stay busy 24 hours, 7 days a week, because I don't like to sleep. I love being busy. I love entrepreneurship. I love trying new things. I love making things work and being successful at entrepreneurial efforts. And I never can accept defeat. I always believe in never, never, never give up, as Winston Churchill said. And so, with the help of Mayor Marty Small's Small Business Academy, to help get me on the track again, 8 weeks of focusing on small business structure, small business finance, small business administration, small business advertisement, small business social media, small business accounting, small business taxes, just to be in that Atlantic City Business Academy for 8 straight weeks, focused on doing things to get Exhale back on track, helped me a lot, because now we're at the point where in September, we already activated. I see it was on America's 250th birthday, July 4th. The reason I did it, that way we'll always remember it too. On America's 250th birthday, July 4th, we launched the Exhale website, the new website, which is exhalefxl.com. And the reason we call it Exhale FXL, because some time ago, over the course of Exhale's journey, I have reached out to all of the living first ladies. This is when Michelle Obama was going to the White House. And I made a special makeup bag for Michelle Obama and a lot of the inaugural guests, Oprah Winfrey and everybody, where the bag had Michelle's favorite lipsticks and colors in there. And I named them after the Hawaii vacation and different things that they were doing prior to being sworn in. But anyway, I've always had this vision of Exhale having its philanthropic project being a project that helped focus on children globally, but also engage all of the first ladies from around the world, starting with the first ladies of America. And I always believe too that everybody is somebody's first lady, whether it's your mother, your wife, your sister, your daughter, some extraordinary woman of beauty and power is somebody's first lady. So I just thought it was appropriate that Exhale's philanthropic focus would be on working with first ladies. So with this fifth generation that's coming out, we're first going to kick it off with some exhale face cleanser with frankincense in it, frankincense in the face cleanser, and frankincense in some fabulous face butter, the face butter. And I've been using the exhale body wash, the exhale body lotion, the exhale face butter, and the exhale. I haven't used the face wash yet. But what I do with the face butter is, you notice I have some eczema, some dry spots here and there on my face over the years. It also has to do with age. And what I do, I take some of the face butter and I put it on some of the dry spots that I have, okay, daily. Then before I go to bed at night, I wash up and everything first. And even though it seems like it would be oily, it's not really oily. It's a deep moisturizing product. And I have already seen in the last 2 weeks some improvements with these dry spots. I even put it in my head right here, wherever I have a dry spot. I've seen some improvements. Now, that's not saying that it has cured what is going on, but I do feel like it's working. I feel better about it. And, it's something that is simple, and it's something that has some track record. Let me share some of this with you. But first, so frankincense, also known as alabanum, sometimes I jack up these scientific names. Alabanum is an aromatic or aromatic resin obtained from trees of the genus Boswellia. It is widely used in incense, perfumes, essential oils, and contains active compounds called boswellic acids that are valued in traditional medicine for their potential anti-inflammatory properties. So the frankincense that Exhale is using and infusing in its products is to give you healthy products, to give you healthy skincare products, to give you healthier bath and body lotion products. History and cultural significance. The ancient origins of frankincense. The word derives from the old French word franc incense, two separate words, franc incense, meaning noble incense. It has been highly valued for thousands of years, historically used in religious ceremonies, cosmetics, and as an embalming agent in ancient Egypt. Biblical lore, famous for being one of the three gifts brought to baby Jesus by the Magi, alongside gold and myrrh. It is referenced repeatedly in the biblical text for its spiritual properties. And I got to be honest, it makes me feel good to know that one of the primary ingredients in some of our Exhale products that we're getting ready to introduce has something to do with religion or something positive about biblical lore, or the fact that the three wise men took frankincense to Jesus. I don't have a problem with that at all. Harvesting and production, the process. The resin is harvested during the dry season by making precise incisions into the bark of Boswellia trees. A milky white sap oozes out, solidifies into yellowish tears after a few weeks, and is then hand sorted. So, this is what I showed you earlier. This is the tears. This is the resin that develops the sap from the Boswellia tree. Okay. And then it's hand sorted. Where it grows, the trees thrive in arid, rugged climates along the Horn of Africa, particularly Somaliland, parts of India, and southern Arabian Peninsula. Where I get frankincense and where I've learned about frankincense was at the Sultanate of Oman. That's right across from Iran and I'll have to make a trip back there again soon. Health benefits and uses. Anti-inflammatory actions. Practitioners of traditional medicine utilize frankincense to help manage joint pain, arthritis, and respiratory issues like asthma through clinical trials. No, though clinical trials are still ongoing. Aromatherapy. The essential oil is commonly diffused to promote relaxation, mental clarity, and focus. That's what I'm doing right here with my frankincense. I'm getting some relaxation and mental clarity. Skincare. It is frequently incorporated into topical skincare formulas for its purported anti-aging and skin soothing properties. So this is the primary reason we wanted frankincense in our products because of the skincare virtues. It is frequently incorporated into topical skincare formulas for its purported anti-aging and skin soothing properties. And a lot of this stuff has been tested. You know, they still are doing tests. They still are running trials um, for arthritis, for GI conditions, for cancer, for mood. Um, can frankincense help any health conditions supported by highly quality evidence for human studies? Frankincense, also known as olibanum, comes from the resin boswellia trees, which grows in parts of India and Africa. It's the same stuff, but the bottom line is it is a natural ingredient and it has some medicinal values. It's very high quality ingredient, so it's not cheap. And we are going to use this product in our skincare that we have now, and we'll start selling it September. The Exhale Skincare frankincense face butter. And we'll also have some of our beautiful Exhale lipsticks. This is one of the favorites of a lot of the ladies. This is a coral color here. And we have some other summer colors. We have a pink matte lipstick, which is this right here. Here's a pink matte. This is a pink matte lipstick by Exhale. And we'll have a fabulous red lipstick because you know we have to have red. Matter of fact, the reason we call this generation of products SX, the reason we call this generation, this fifth generation of XL products SX, is to honor all of the women of beauty and power who are in sororities. And I mean all of the sororities, all of them that are black and are white, whether they are Latino or Asian sororities out there too. I don't know yet. But I know the primary sororities of America that date back to, I believe, the 1700s with the white ones, and I believe the black sororities came about in the 1800s. We are dedicating this, several of our colors, to the sororities of America. And we will also be looking forward to collaborating with a number of those organizations as we move forward on a very wonderful program that we're going to do called Global Youth Cyber Arts for Peace Project. That's going to be one of the primary philanthropic projects of Exhale to promote art with our youth around the world to express how they feel about the word peace. So, you know, most of the cosmetic companies that are out here in America have some type of philanthropic endeavor that they support. Well, Exhale's philanthropic endeavor is going to be global peace. And that, again, that was an inspiration that grew out of Oman because His Majesty Qaboos bin Saeed Al Said, the former Sultanate of Oman, when I went over there as a guest of his family, this was one of his big dreams that his legacy be known for leading global peace. And we were even working behind the scenes to try to get His Majesty nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. But due to his untimely passing, we were not able to achieve that goal. But I was so profoundly impacted by his commitment to global peace and the fact that he was one of the world leaders that was talking about global peace. It just kind of had a nice space in my heart to say, you know what? One day I want to continue to support something that he started and planted the seed for, at least with me. And if we can do that and at the same time, grow our strategic relationship with the Sultanate of Oman in terms of the incense, I mean, it's frankincense, c'est la vie. We kill two birds with one stone. And if God wills it, it will be. So the frankincense, I have several benefits of frankincense that I'll share with you. Clearing inflamed skin, reduce appearance, wrinkles, and skin blemishes, cleansing and tightening pores. That's what the exhale frankincense face cleanser is for. For tight, smooth, rich skin with antioxidants, reduce redness, swelling, and itching, treating skin disorders such as eczema and fungal infections. Now, this is not any medical, scientific, proven fact. So I want to state for the record, I'm not saying that frankincense, it will cure a number of these skin conditions, but there is proof that the use of frankincense has improved women and people who use frankincense, their skin conditions and some of their health conditions. So why not? Let's use it to make our women more beautiful. And as we make them more beautiful, we do it with healthy products that have healthy conditions as a result of using it. So I'm looking forward to further developing the Exhale line at the Atlantic City Container Park. Again, I want to send a big shout out to Mark Colazzo for having the vision to do a container park on the Orange Loop, which is a lot of development that he's been doing anyway over there. Bravo to Paige Washington for the extraordinary leadership and due diligence that she's putting in the work over there to make it happen. And of course, big bravo to Mayor Marty Small, because none of this could be going on in the container park without the mayor's incredible support. So we are very fortunate to be a small part of this, and initially this was not on our radar. When my sister and I talked about relaunching Exhale's fifth XXSX generation, we were talking about doing something we hadn't done before. And that's selling Exhale products online, using e-commerce to market, social media to get the word out, do everything that we hadn't had an opportunity to do before on the Internet of Things. Well, I started working on that. My partner in U.S. Hard, Horace Jones, he was supportive of it. I have some other folks supportive. And that was the focus. Get this Exhale website going so that we can start selling some products and doing some good in the community. Well, here comes Mark Colazzo with this fabulous idea of a container park. And I said, you know what? I want to take this opportunity, not just to do a boutique for Exhale, but I want it to be an Exhale cyber beauty boutique. And the reason I want to put the cyber on the spin is because any and everything that we do that connects with the Internet of Things, anything we do with technology and fiber optics and communication, it is all cyber. Anything you do, even when they have the the Christmas sales, what they call the Black Friday sales, or they have the cyber sales. Everything is connected with the Internet of Things now. So I said, you know what? Since our focus is on Exhale selling products on the internet, online, social media marketing, etc., why don't we look at this container boutique like it's a big like it's a big beauty bubble, say a beauty bubble, Exhale beauty bubble, sitting on Tennessee Avenue. And from this bubble, there are like 1,000 fiber connections all over America. And through those fiber connections, orders are coming in to Atlantic City and orders are being shipped out. And with that, one step at a time growth, we'll soon have a need to employ more people in Atlantic City to work for Exhale. Well, right now, to start out, we have a wonderful sister who's a queen mother, Camilla Young. Camilla Young. We have Sharon Rowe, who's my right hand supporter on everything. That's the inaugural group that's pulling together the pieces right now. But once we start percolating and we start selling products, we have an incubator office in the back of the U.S. Heart Office that we use as a small business incubator for previous small businesses. And now Exhale is going to use it as what we call the Exhale Beauty Lab, or what I like to do is I like to call it the Exhale Love Lab. But the Exhale Beauty Lab is where we will store products and we'll package products and we will assemble products. Eventually, we'll start manufacturing products in there with different little devices. But at the end of the day, if we can grow 5 or 10 jobs with Exhale, and we can grow 5 or 10 or more jobs with the cybersecurity workforce training, then we are helping the mayor create local jobs. And some of those local jobs will help some of the local residents become future homeowners, which is most important. Mara Collazo is focused on affordable workforce housing. Clint Walden with the Genesis Foundation and Mark Rossman are focused on affordable workforce housing, particularly in the North Side. So between all of these efforts, I said it the other day when Paige Washington was doing a video on Tennessee Avenue about us opening up our Exhale Beauty Cyber Beauty Boutique in the container park. I was walking on the street. She was taking a video. And as soon as I started talking about frankincense, the church bell started ringing in the back of me, which blew my mind the next day. But the boutique is going to house some products. You'll be able to go buy them right there and walk out with them. It'll be elegant, beautiful. But more importantly, or just as important, is how much Exhale product we push out of the bubble to the rest of America, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. And once that starts, as I say, percolating, and the cybersecurity stuff starts percolating, I call it the 3 C's effect: Collazo, cybersecurity, and cosmetics. Those 3 C's right there are in the process of helping create new businesses, because Exhale is not the only container that's going to be down there. They have several other, I think they have 5 other extraordinary entrepreneurs right now, Atlantic City entrepreneurs, who some of them I think are going to do some food products down there. I think there's a young lady down there that's going to do some T-shirts and jerseys, very creative stuff. So there's several, and there's one lady, a queen, who is going to have a family service there to help when folks are struggling and having mental issues and, they're stressed out and challenged. There's going to be that kind of business there. So it's going to be a nice little group of small business, Atlantic City small business entrepreneurs having an opportunity to launch a small business because Mark Collazo and Mayor Marty Small Sr. decided to create an Atlantic City container park. So I'm excited, and I want you to be excited, and I want you to exhale, and I want you to support Exhale when it comes out, because I need your support. We need your support to exhale. Let's make Atlantic City about cybersecurity and cosmetics. Let's create some new jobs here. Let's focus on beauty. Let's focus on healthy skincare. Let's focus on exhaling with some frankincense. So stay tuned. I'll keep you abreast. We're going to keep moving forward. And if you have any idea or an entrepreneurial business that you want to try, now might be the time to take the risk. I mean, it's nothing but risk. Entrepreneurship is 100% risk. You got to spend some of your money. You got to get some other money, but you have to go ahead and take the plunge. You never know how it turn out. I mean, it could be the big step you need to take to move into one of those new affordable housing or market rate houses or whatever. You never know until you try it. So Exhale is there. There's some other small businesses already there. And we're going to keep it moving and grooving. We're going to get our cybersecurity programs up and running again. But for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be a lot of focus on Exhale. I've been working 7 days a week on it. I think we have some pretty nice products to introduce. And as we go along, we're going to grow the product line. You know, I'm going to have some focus groups locally with some of the ladies in Atlantic City. And together, we're going to create this opportunity to exhale in the greatest city, oceanfront city in America. And that's the great city of Atlantic City. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. Please help me pass word when you see me post something on Facebook about Exhale. Please repost it. Help us get the word out about Atlantic City and its new economy, cybersecurity, cosmetics of the Atlantic City container park, Pacific Avenue, Tennessee Avenue. Thank you, Mark Colazzo. Thank you, Kate Austin. Thank you, Atlantic City. This is Jimmy right here at Power Hour. I'll see you guys next Friday. Out.